When is the best time to buy a home? That is the question we are tackling today. Let's go. Welcome back. My name is Aaron Lanning, your favorite realtor. Make sure you download our relocation guides, links below. Now, I live in Menifee and I love Menifee, but today we're talking about what I see inside my crystal ball. About the age-old question, when's the right time to buy a house? You see, the housing market can be like a roller coaster with prices going up and down at different times of the year, but recently things have been a bit topsy-turvy due to some big changes. Home prices have shot up since the pandemic, as we all know, and mortgage rates have also gone pretty high as of late. Now, a real estate data company called Atom did some digging and they found some interesting info. They looked at over 51 million home sales in the last 12 months. And they discovered some patterns, and patterns are key to pay attention to. So for the month of May, for example, it isn't the best time to buy because there's a lot of competition and you might end up paying more. November, on the other hand, seems to be the sweet spot. It's when you can often find better deals with less competition. And I'm gonna link to this article in the description below. But here is a cool twist. Fall and winter, when it gets colder and darker, can actually be a great time to buy. Fewer houses to choose from, but that's because fewer people are buying, which means less people are selling. So this can actually work in your favor. November, December, October, and January are the months when you're likely to find deals. Now, spring and early summer, when the weather's nice, are when you'll find the most houses for sale. But here's the catch. Prices are usually higher during those times. So more choices, but you might pay more because demand is generally higher. And remember, it's not just about the season. Other stuff matters too, like where you're looking to buy in that city and what is that current local market like. And of course, mortgage rates can change demand a lot. So definitely pay attention to your local market. This can absolutely make the situation a lot more fluid, just depending on how hot or cold your market is there. Where I live, Riverside County, thanks to Los Angeles, San Diego, we have a constant stream of buyers looking to move here. We've had that for decades. And what has further made our market in Southern California more hot is Northern California. I've seen way more people coming here from Northern California in the last 3 years than I saw in the last 10 combined. So in summary, when's the best time to buy? Well, the perfect time is really when you're ready. And I know that sounds corny as what? The main thing to focus on as a buyer is buy when you're in a good place financially with debt under control and a decent credit score. And you really want a credit score of 580 or higher. You want some money saved up for a down payment. It's not necessary, but it definitely helps. Plus a few months of emergency funds saved for you and your family. Your home obviously should fit in a bigger financial picture and long-term goals. Quick note though, as far as your credit score, what we see on Credit Karma or LifeLock.com, that is not the same score a lender would see as they pull your credit. Those are different scoring models. So I hope this conversation has helped you find the best time for you to make that big move into home ownership. And if you're still wondering whether to buy now or wait, here's the scoop. If you're ready, obviously you can jump in and start building equity now. But if you need more time to get financial ducks in a row, waiting obviously would be the smarter move until the turbulence in this market is over. But I have a client who bought in 2007, right before the crash, which we all would consider was a bad time to buy. But it was their primary residence for many, many years, and they kept the home until 2021. They made 6 figures on the home sale still. So when it's your primary residence, the plan is generally to hold. I have another client that was a first-time homeowner who was tired of her rent going up and tired of hearing footsteps above her, so she bought a home. The why you are buying a home is probably just as important, if not more, than the when. Because the age-old quote is time in the market is more important than timing the market. Oh, and one more thing. Home prices, they're not doing the same thing everywhere. It's a bit of a mixed bag out there. There's no one-size-fits-all answer. Take your time, do your homework, and make the right move for you and your family, and that may be not buying a home now. But I do want to address the elephant in the room. Housing costs are skyrocketing. mortgage rates have reached a 22-year high. And you might be wondering if it's just sheer madness to even buy a house in this climate. But hold on, Dave Ramsey, the money guru, suggests that now is actually the ideal time to dive into the real estate market. And I'm sure you're curious, why would he say that? Is this bad advice? So let's dissect this. Dave Ramsey's rationale is that despite the surge in interest rates, the housing market has cooled off somewhat compared to previous years. He does acknowledge the scarcity of available homes, which makes finding one a bit more of a challenge. Now here's the catch. Dave's mantra is clear. If you spot a house, you like it, you buy it, regardless of the interest rate. But there are conditions attached. First and foremost, being debt-free and having an emergency fund is his golden rule. And that's sage advice for anyone. But I don't see a lot of debt-free buyers, not in my area. He also insists on a hefty down payment around 20%, and he favors 15-year fixed rate mortgages. Additionally, he recommends that your mortgage payment should not exceed 25% of your take-home pay. Now, these rules might be feasible in regions with affordable housing, but they are not practical everywhere. And you can absolutely buy a home without putting down 20%. I would say 1 out of 10 clients of mine actually put down 20% or more. But to continue into Dave's argument is that even if interest rates are currently high, you should make the purchase because in the future, if rates drop, you can always refinance your mortgage. And if rates rise, well, you've secured a lower rate. I would agree with that, but ultimately it's crucial to tailor your approach to your circumstances rather than following someone else's advice blindly, even if it's your agent. But Dave does make a valid point. If you're entering into the real estate market, be prepared for the long term. Don't expect quick gains by flipping a property in a year. Plan for the journey, and of course, have some financial cushioning for those unexpected home ownership expenses. Now, speaking of unique opportunities, there's an intriguing mental shift that often occurs during the fall season. It's like a mental break from the hustle and bustle, almost like a mental vacation. And here's the intriguing part about that. The real estate market is usually in an unusual juncture. We're standing at a midpoint, kind of like a tipping point. While it won't change overnight, the next 6 months are critical, especially heading into the winter and fall season. And unless there's an unexpected twist, I think now might be the best time to buy a house in my area, because I do believe the next coming 5 years, prices won't plummet, and many people waiting for that might be waiting in vain as far as my local area. But they might increase at a slower pace, and many analysts and reports I read say a price drop isn't in the cards for the next 5 years. Some have said expect homes to be even pricier. We'll see. So my 2 cents, don't hold out for a future price drop. That might not happen, but we are at a unique juncture for buyers and sellers. And it doesn't feel like a bubble that's about to burst. It's kind of more like a steady rhythm, slows and speeds up differently for different markets and different regions. Just know I'm not gonna tell you to buy it. It varies on your personal wants and needs and the plans that work out best for you and your family. It's something to think twice about and 3 times and really consider all your options and what's best for you. I will always give you the best advice that I think would be best for you guys. And many times that is me telling clients not to buy a home. Some people should never be homeowners. I have sold homes to people who should not be homeowners because they fell in love with the idea of owning a home. But the most important thing I think I can tell you is if you did buy a home, plan to hold it for the next 5 to 10 years. Because if we did have a correction, which I think is coming, not a bubble popping, but a correction, those who hold longer or plan to hold that property longer will be in a very good position 5 to 10 years from now. That's all I have for you folks. I hope that helped you understand a little bit more about when might be a better time to buy a home and how I operate my business. Please like, follow, and subscribe if this video helped you understand a little bit of what you and your family should do. And if there's anything else I can do for you, please click the calendar link below and let's jump on a 10-15 minute call and we'll figure out if this is a good move for you or if you should wait. I appreciate your time.